coach had all of the athletes, train and work with tools and things like that were not regulated to the Olympic, right? Mm-hmm. So like, for instance, if you're doing shot put and let's say the shot put in the Olympics is 12 pounds. I don't know.
I understand.
He would have them practicing with 15, 17 pound shot puts, right? So now they're thinking they're not good. They see the world records in the books, right? And they're like, I'm not even close to this, right? And so they train and they get there, and now they're like close to the world record, right? And then they go to the Olympics and realize this is lighter than what we've been training, and they go absolutely nuts. They go crazy, right? Yeah. So now it's kind of like that, where it's like, all right, well, we've been building up. We built up this roster. We've taken our quarterback, and he's now the best player on the planet. We've got the best wide receiver in the world. We got the best defense in the NFL, statistically, whatever. It's still the best defense. Right. And then it was like, you know what? We ran into that team again, and they beat us again. Even when we beat them, they still beat us. Right?
Counted.
And then Brandon Beane was like, you know what? F this. I'm going all in this offseason. And he went all in this offseason. And then they gave away their Infinity Stone in Tyreek Hill, right? They gave away their prime possession not named Patrick Mahomes, of course.
Right.
So now Buffalo Bills are sitting there like, oh wow, like you've been practicing with these 17-pound shot puts because you can't beat this team, and then you show up, and this is how I think it's going to be. You show up this year and you realize, yo, these is 10-foot shot puts, 10-pound shot puts. Like, I'm throwing this all over the yard. You know what I mean? Like, I truly believe they're going to be like, yo, like we
built for this. We're built for it. We're built for it.
To be toe-to-toe with maybe the best team of all time, to be completely honest, right?
Oh my
God. The most talented team.
Oh my God.
No. Here's what I'm saying. We tooled our roster to compete.
Yes, absolutely.
May have been the most talented roster of all time.
Okay, yes,
right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So now you get to a point where they're not anymore. We might be.
We might be.
So
we might be.
So now I'm fully expecting everybody has to show us that you for real now. We're him. We're it.
We are. We that dude.
You gotta show me something. Exactly. Like, it ain't about me saying, "Oh man, this is a tough stretch." We got like 3-4. No, it's because when everybody looks at their roster and they see red, white, and blue that charging Buffalo, they're like, "Oh shit." Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the energy.
Yes, I agree.
As far as I'm concerned, we're the favorite in every single game. And last year, Lady Luck killed us a couple times, right? The offensive line was bad. Defensive line decided, hey, I'm not going to play today, and I'm going to let the Colts run for 500 yards, right? So things like that happen. But again, I said, Brandon Beane was like, that's not happening again. Now I got a contingency plan for that.
Right.
And I think that's going to be the difference, because it's going to be harder for Lady Luck to be on the side of some of these other teams when there's a contingency
not
plan.
There.
Exactly.
The talent just doesn't match up. When I look at this schedule, I do not see any team that I fear. Now, do I see losses? I said I like 14-3. I think that's a fair number. I think that's a number that's attainable, and I think that should be a number in the AFC, even though it's gotten stronger. We don't have to play everyone; they have to play each other as well. I think 14-3 might get the 1 seed. So. I do not look at this schedule and scared. Now I'm so excited for the kickoff, and that should be so much fun. And getting that stage, the Thursday night stage, with the defending Super Bowl champs, that should be a lot of fun. I'm not scared of the Rams. I was welcoming them last year. I was getting ready to go back to Buff.
Von Miller and Odell Beckham.
Right. I'm not scared. And we go down the schedule. Tennessee, no. I mean, they're imploding as they speak. Tannehill says he's not going to help Malik, and then that's not that. How is that good for your quarterback room? How is that good for your offense room when the quarterback is saying, "Nah, screw him. I'm not going to help him. He got to figure it out on his own." That's not leadership. So, okay, we can put that aside. The Dolphins, listen, you got to show it to me. I mean, you've got the cheetah now, but you got to show it to me. What can you do? Who is your who's the quarterback though? Like, what are those? Like, I don't know what Tua is. What is he? Is he a quarterback? I have no clue. So I don't know. The Ravens
He's more of a professional than Baker Mayfield is. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Ravens not scared of Steelers taking a step back, new quarterback. Chiefs, you just talked at length about them. Packers, for sure. I respect the Packers. I do. I respect their offense.
But they don't have Devontae Adams anymore.
Wow.
And that's where it changes. Because if you would have told me the Packers with Devontae Adams, I'd be like, okay, that's a game that makes me sweat a little bit. Mm-hmm. But when you lose, I mean, it's relative where you want to call him the best wide receiver in the NFL or not.
He's on the short list.
Absolutely. But him and Aaron Rodgers had telepathy. So you don't have that anymore. That is a huge loss, and I don't think they'll be able to replicate that production. So
Jets next on the list. Everybody's excited about the Jets. Now we even gave credit on your show on the actual draft preview for the first round. They've been making right picks. Joe Douglas seems to have his head on straight, and he doesn't seem like a buffoon or anything like that. So I'll give honor to the Jets and the fact that they've drafted well. You still got to put them on the field. You still have to scheme them up. You still have to coach these guys. So we'll see. I give respect to the fact that they did make good picks, and they definitely got a steal at the end of the first round with Jermaine Johnson. So I do like their picks. Vikings, no. Browns, no. Lions, no. I think the Lions will be much more competitive this year. I don't even know how long Deshaun Watson is going to be suspended for. It looks like that's getting ready to come down soon. So those are later in the season. So we'll probably see Deshaun Watson by then. That game is right before Thanksgiving. No, they don't scare me. Lions don't scare me on Thanksgiving. Patriots, we know how we feel about them. I don't even want to talk about them. And then the rest of the season is all divisional opponents pretty much. We've got the Bears at the end of the year and the Bengals, and we know how we feel about the Bengals around here at Nickel City Crew. So I mean, I'm not getting to cussing because I mean this is not the episode for that. So I'm trying to end it on a positive note. So listen, the schedule, the whole point is that, and I think we just laid it out pretty well. Be prepared, Buffalo Bills fans. Be prepared, Bills Mafia. This is something different. We're not used to puffing out our chest. That's what the drought does. We talked about it in the beginning of the podcast on a serious note about how the hate and no change can start to drag on you. The same thing in the sports world. That drought dragged on us. It dragged on us emotionally. It dragged us on us as a fan base. It takes and sucks some of your confidence when you don't go to the playoffs for 17 straight years. You start to get worried. You start to get a little bit less bravado. You can switch that up. You can confidently walk around. You can confidently walk around the city. You can confidently walk around wherever you are and you're a Bills fan across this world. Walk around with confidence. When the people see your Bills stuff on, you don't have to hang your head or nothing like that. You don't have to. They're not even talking about Super Bowl jokes now. They're not even talking about the 90s now. What I get all the time is, man, your quarterback look pretty good. Y'all look like y'all got something. I mean, I walk into the barbershop, I'm Bills down like I always have. And they, all right, what's up, Crip? Your team looking all right. Your team, yeah. I let them, yeah. And that's a good feeling. Sports are supposed to be fun. Fan is short for fanatic. So we all are invested in our teams. We're all invested into our teams, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I love sports. One of the great community things are sports. One of the great things that brings people together is sports. So have some fun with it this off season. Have some fun with it this summer. When people see you out there, puff your chest. Puff it. It's all good. Your squad is very good. Now we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Nobody knows except Justus. He's Mr. Cleo. But everybody he's seen it already. He's already had visions. But and all jokes aside, your team is he keeps coming here and explaining it to us. So I mean, have confidence. I mean, we're having fun with it because we had a serious start to the show. But yeah, have fun with the Bills fans. We got mini camp again next week. The vets will be here this coming week, and then they'll break, and then we've got training camp. If you get a chance to go out there, get out there and see some of your new Buffalo Bills and obviously some of the new additions as well. But I really appreciate you, Jay. Much love to you for coming out. We really appreciate it. As always, these were my Bills thoughts said out loud. Stay in the moment. And I think it's appropriate to let's end it like this. Spread love, not hate.
If you don't mind, I do want to say, bro, I'm so glad that Jason. First of all, shout out to Jay Spence because that's my guy.
Jay Spence. I always give him props, man. Yeah, man.
I'm so glad that he told me, to reach out to you. I'm so glad that he asked me, to give you a home, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. It is really a pleasure to have you here, part of the network, bro. I honestly, again, I can see the future because I see you doing really, really big things, and I'm really happy that, we can be a part of it. And I think, it's going to be a very, very dope been a mutually beneficial relationship, and we're glad to have you a part of the brand, man. So
Man,
welcome.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, you got me getting all emotional, man. Because I mean, I needed y'all. Like I was at a time in my life where I was stuck, and I was
Man,
sick of being stuck,
I
and I was sick
remember.
of just being
Yeah.
still. And once I
And bro,
started,
that's a blessing, bro. And when you told me about everything, bro, I was just so effing happy for you, bro. Like, so I'm really, especially because you're such a dope guy that it just makes it all it makes the happy ending a much better story. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy for you, bro, and I'm really glad that you're here with us.
I appreciate that. That's Justus the General. You can check him out at Justus General on Twitter. You can check him out on Instagram as well. If you got anything for me, holla at me. If you've got anybody that wants to reach out to Nickel City Crew, you can reach out to me. I'm not going to hide. I won't hide from the first 15 minutes of this show. If anybody wants to have a healthy conversation, I'm not going to get back in arguments. I'm not going to be dealing with a whole lot of cussing and we going back and cussing at each other. But if you want to have any type of conversation, come to me. I welcome uncomfortable conversations. I live in that space. Justus just talked about earlier in the episode. We live in it every single day as Black people. We live this. Not saying that we're getting killed every day and we fear for our lives, but we kind of do. A Black man, ask a Black man that if you're a white person, ask a Black man what is the most scary situation they could be in, and they'll tell you that it's us with law enforcement, and that's sad. Us being pulled over it could be for a routine traffic stop. I have to teach my 3 sons who will go out into the community one day. They don't drive now, but one day they will. And I have to give them etiquette on how to act when they're pulled over, if they're pulled over. And if you're a white person, ask yourself if you ever even thought that you had to do that with your kids. And the answer probably will be no, and that's fine. I don't shun you for your privilege. I don't shun you for things that you're not aware of or have experiences for. But just have empathy. We live in a different world. We don't live the same world. The more that we understand each other, the more we can love each other.
100%.
Peace to everybody. Go Bills.
Go Bills.